Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my absolute favorite beauty products that I have used in 2018. I do one of these videos at the end of each year and I think it's just a great way to look back at some of the new products I've discovered, but also some of the products that are just still absolute staples that I may have already loved last year. I'll have my previous end of year favorites videos linked in the description box down below if you would like to check those out, but otherwise if you are new here I would love it if you would subscribe. I upload a new video every single week, and let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to try and do these mostly in the order that you'd apply them. I don't have a favorite for every single category, but I almost do, so we're just going to kind of go in order. So starting off with foundation, the one that I mentioned last year I still love. It was the Lancome Matte Miracle. This year I discovered a much more affordable foundation that I really love, so I wanted to mention that for you guys today. It is the Bourjois Healthy Mix Serum Foundation. I know lots of people have raved about this in the past. I only tried it for the first time near the start of this year and I really love it. I've mentioned in previous favorites videos that I like the no fuss products that you can just apply quickly, easily, and they are just really simple. They blend out easily and they don't cause you a lot of bother or time in the mornings, and this is definitely one of those products. I just slap it on, blend it in, there's no streaks, there's no patchiness, it just looks really good. This is a more hydrating formula. It is a gel foundation, so I think it is better suited to dry skin. My skin is slightly more on the drier side, so it works really well for me. I do have the lightest shade, which is a touch too dark for me in winter, but it works for the majority of the year. It is what I'm wearing today. I have tried to wear most of the products that I'm showing you today, and I mean, it's a drugstore foundation, so really you can't go wrong. Next up for concealer, I am so happy with this find. I have absolutely loved the Maybelline Master Conceal this year. I discovered this in my full face first impressions video that I did nearer the start of the year, and this has just been amazing. It's got quite good coverage. I would call this a high medium coverage. It blends out so easily, and the color of this is just perfect for me, so I can use it under my eyes, and it's not as brightening as some other concealers that I might have used in the past, but I can also use this on blemishes. It's just the perfect undertone for me. It's the perfect amount of coverage and it doesn't crease, which is the amazing thing. I can put this under my eyes. As long as I set it, it doesn't really matter what I set it with. As long as I do set it though, it doesn't crease. Once again, another drugstore product, and you know, Maybelline is very affordable, so I'm definitely like so glad that I found this one. The next one is not a drugstore purchase, but I love it nonetheless. This is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless Skin Smoothing Pressed Powder. It looks like this. It does have a white cast when you swatch it, but once you blend it out, it blends away to nothing, so it is definitely translucent. This is another one that I discovered in that same full face first impressions video, and oh my goodness, I love this. So the concealer that I just showed you, as long as I set that with any powder, it won't crease, but most of my concealers will still crease. This is the only pressed powder that I've found that has stopped all of my concealers from creasing. This stuff is amazing. I love it. It is so finely milled and it feels so smooth. When I did my full face of my most expensive makeup, the foundation that I'd used I was not a fan of at all, and my pores looked really huge, and then I used this powder on top of it and my pores just vanished. I know it's called primed and poreless, but I mean, it actually works. Like, I love this little powder. I've never actually used the little puff that comes with it. I just use a normal powder brush. But this is one that I've like never heard anybody talk about, but the lady in the store recommended it for me, and I don't know why people aren't raving about it. Back to some more affordable products. The next one is a setting spray that I discovered, I think in that same video as well. It's the Mario Badescu facial spray with aloe, cucumber, and green tea. This is like $10. It's ridiculously cheap. So my one is actually empty. I used this up a couple months ago now. I used this up so fast because not only was it an amazing setting spray, I also used it as a primer, and I also used it as like a skincare product. What are those things called? The words just left my brain now, but you know the thing that you apply before moisturizer? Toner. Yeah, so I use this as primer, setting spray, and a toner. It's amazing for all of them. It's so hydrating. It feels really nice on dry skin. Definitely if you have dry skin, I would check this one out. I don't know if it prolongs the wear of your makeup, but it's meant to be a skincare product, so it just like helps everything, you know? Plus it's like super cheap. I think they do bigger sizes. Maybe I should get a bigger size next time. They also do a rose scent. I'm not sure if I would like the rose scent as much, but maybe I should try it. I think this is an absolutely brilliant little product. Okay, so my favourite palette of 2018 is one that I was given for, it was kind of for Christmas. So my friend Melody and I had a midwinter Christmas in the middle of the year because here in New Zealand it is summer at Christmas time. So we had like a little Christmas party in July and she gave me this palette from BH Cosmetics. It is the Weekend Festival palette. It has so many colours in it and I just have loved this year. You can do an absolutely neutral look. If you stick this one in the crease and then like this really light gold all over the lid, it's super neutral and you could wear that anywhere. Or, as you can see, you can go very bright. This is the palette that I've got on my eyes today. I used this one in the crease and then this one to deepen it up a little bit, and then Carnival, which is like the deep silvery shade all over my lid. And it's so funny because when Melody gave this to me, we were both like, I would use pretty much every single colour in here except for that one. And now I love that one. I just pair it with, you know, a warm shade in the crease and I think that it looks really nice. And I, especially for this time of year, I know that it's not the typical gold that people do for Christmas, but I think that silver can be very Christmassy and very festive as well. So I'm really loving wearing that shade at the moment. But I love so many of these shades. I've worn Wicked a few times as well, and I just love that shade of purple. There are so many. You'd get bored if I named all of the ones that I love, but I love pretty much all of the shades in here. BH Cosmetics is so affordable and the quality of their shadows is amazing. Like the Shaaanxo palette that I have from them, they blend like an absolute dream, and these ones are just the same. There's not many palettes where I would be brave enough to use the darkest shade. Normally I would save this as a liner only, but I actually have used this as an eyeshadow today because I know that it blends well. It's such a gamble with a new palette because you don't know how the deep shades are going to blend, and normally they don't blend very easily, but I find the BH Cosmetics shades blend so easily, so I will happily use any of the shades and I just know that they're gonna work. Okay, this next one is pretty much the last like drugstore product. There is one more drugstore, but it's not like drugstore price, so it doesn't count. The Maybelline Colossal Big Shot Volume Express Mascara is so good and it's so cheap, it's so affordable. I love this to bits. Mine is starting to get a little bit dry now, so I might not have the full effect on my lashes today, but this has been amazing this year. This is what the wand looks like. I mean, it is called Volume Express. I do find that this gives my lashes a lot of volume. It gives them a really nice curl. It doesn't make them clumpy. I mean, it is starting to make them a little bit clumpy now just because it is drying out. But I've had this since, was it March that I did that full face first impression? So I've had it open for like longer than you're meant to keep mascaras. And until the last month or so, it has not been clumpy at all. I think this was like $20 from Maybelline, which is pretty much as cheap as mascaras get here in New Zealand, unless you're gonna go for like Essence. I think they do like $6 mascaras, but the ones that I've tried from them have been shit. This is like the cheapest mascara that I've tried that I've liked, and I love it. I'm definitely gonna pick up another one of these. There's a couple mascaras that I want to try before I probably go back to this one, because I like to only have one or two open at a time. I think it's such a waste to have like 10 mascaras open when you're supposed to throw them out after 3 or 4 months anyway. But anyway, I'm definitely going to be picking this up again in the future. I just think it's amazing value for money. You cannot go wrong with this one. I actually don't have a favorite bronzer that I want to show you today. I have lots that I liked, but none that like stood out to me enough to mention them in this video, so we are skipping on to blush. The one that I'm wearing today is from MAC. This is the Warm Soul Mineralized Blush. I know a lot of people talk about this. It's a very bronzy shade. It kind of just goes with everything, and that is the main reason that I've loved this one so much, is because I have been enjoying kind of getting a bit more creative with my eyeshadow looks, and then it means that I don't want anything that's going to clash. So this is a blush that I've been reaching for so often just because I know that I can use this regardless what I've done on my eyes and regardless what lipstick I feel like wearing. I know this one's going to go with everything, and it pretty much looks like I've never even touched it, so I don't know if that's a good thing or not. The other blush that I have loved this year, I've probably used it a little less, but I am just absolutely in love. It is the Clinique Cheek Pop in Peach Pop. I wanted to pick one of these up because Shannon talks about them like all the time. I ended up going with Peach Pop because I feel like peach suits my complexion really well, and I also felt like I didn't have that many peach blushes. I still feel like I only have this one and one other, so I didn't feel like it was something that I already had lots of in my collection. Anyway, this one has a little flower print into the actual product, which is cute, but I mean, who cares, because that doesn't translate on your cheeks. I'm not wearing this one today, obviously, because I'm wearing the MAC blush, but this is so stunning. It is the formula of this one that I really like more than anything else. It feels so funny. It feels almost like a gel formula, but like a set gel, obviously, because it's holding its shape. But then it applies like a powder. You don't have to apply this with your fingers, you apply it with a brush like any other blush, and it just looks amazing. It blends like an absolute dream. Yeah, it just goes on so even. The color is amazing. The packaging is amazing. I just love this little package of joy. My absolute favourite highlighter of the year has been Jouer Citrine. This is the product that's like drugstore, but it's like not really drugstore pricing. So anyway, this is what the actual highlighter looks like. It's a light gold shade. It looks like it might be a little bit too dark for my skin tone in the pan, but actually it translates quite well when you put it on. It is the highlighter that I'm wearing today. I absolutely love this. I mean, if you're talking about blinding highlighters, this is the one. Like, I own Mary Lou Mayonnaise, but I still think this one is like more intense. I think it's a bit more gold than Mary Lou, and it's a little bit more powdery, so you automatically pick up a little bit more, but I just think it's absolutely beautiful, and it doesn't seem to emphasize any like texture on your face as well. It looks quite smooth but still blinding, and I love it. My friend actually gave this to me for my birthday, and oh, I'm so glad she did because it's so beautiful. And I mean, the packaging, like, I can't really show it to you because it'll reflect everything, but isn't it beautiful? And then for an honourable mention, I feel like this would properly be in my favourites video if I'd had it for a bit longer, but I feel bad, you know, saying something is my favourite when I've only had it for a month or two. But anyway, I did want to mention it because I have been loving it for the month or two that I have had it. It is the Bobbi Brown Mini Highlighting Powder in Pink Glow. This one is a limited edition packaging, but the actual product itself is not limited edition. I don't think you can get the mini size outside of this collection, but you can definitely get the full size. So this is what the actual product looks like. The pattern in it is so beautiful. I have worn it down a little bit because I've been wearing it so often. This is absolutely stunning. This is obviously a much more pink highlighter. Definitely well suited to my skin tone though. I think this just suits me really well. Again, this is another one my friend gave me, but honestly, like, it is so beautiful. And yeah, like I said, I've only had it for a couple months, so I don't want to like fully include it in this video, but I did want to give it a little mention. And then finally for lipstick. Now, this year, like I mentioned before, I have been very into being a little bit more creative with my eyeshadow looks, which has meant that I can't be quite as bold with my lipsticks as I have been in the past. So in previous years, I think I've mentioned like my Clinique Matte Pop lipsticks, which I still absolutely love, and other lipsticks like that that have quite a lot of colour to them, but this year I've been wearing very sheer lipsticks or very nude lipsticks. And the one that I wanted to mention today, again, I haven't had this for that long. I think I've had this one for more like 3 or 4 months, so I feel like I have had it long enough to include it in this video. It is the Clinique Chubby Stick. My one is in the shade 05 Chunky Cherry, and I just want to show you because I'm sure you know what these look like when they're brand new. Like, you know how far the lipstick comes up. So this is how much I've worn it already. The nib that sticks out from the barrel is completely gone. So obviously I can wind it up, but like, normally the lipstick would poke out, you know? So that kind of shows you how much I've loved this lipstick in the last couple of months. I think I got this just before my last practicum, and I literally wore this every single day to that practicum because it's just so easy. It's the one that I'm wearing today, so it goes with absolutely any eye look, but it also is great for those no makeup days, and I don't wear makeup to school. Literally all I do is my brows and then a lip product, and so, you know, you don't want to wear a really bright lipstick when you are wearing no other makeup, so this one is absolutely perfect for that. It just gives you a tiny hint of colour. It feels like a balm, and it's just amazing. I've just been so drawn to sheer lip products this year as well because when they wear off really evenly and it doesn't look splotchy, and they're also really easy to reapply during the day without a mirror if you don't have one. So yeah, I'm a big fan. And that rounds up my absolute favourite beauty products from 2018. Leave me a comment down below letting me know what some of yours were. I would love to know. I really hope you enjoyed today's video and maybe even found it a little bit useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again next time. Bye!